Good evening, dear friends. Well, I welcome everyone in front of their screens who has finally decided to get rid of their belly. The New Year holidays are coming up soon. We only have a couple of months left. November will fly by before you know it, and December, that's basically already New Year. That's why we need to start getting ready for the New Year's indulgences. If we're enjoying all sorts of dishes and having fun. And that's why our goal is to reduce our belly area as much as possible. We have 2 months for this now, so that later we can really indulge ourselves again.
Hi guys. The doctor recommended me a great blood pressure monitor. Easy to use at home, accurate and reliable.
So, friends, of course, nutrition, there's no way around it. You have to follow it. That's what it's for. It's to get rid of fat. But there's another problem. Even if after you get rid of your subcutaneous fat, after you lose it, you still have this thing left in the form of a protruding belly. So it seems like you've lost weight. It seems like you should be happy, but you look down and you see this kind of bulge sticking out right here. That's the navel. Be careful. And you get disappointed in all your efforts. You think, I did everything for nothing. My belly is still the same. But don't be quick to get upset, my young friend. Now, I'll explain to you what you were doing wrong, and you'll be cheerful and happy again. We can see that in this case, the belly sticks out because of the changed position of the pelvis and excessive shortening and tension. Here are the lower back muscles, and the abdominal muscles can't resist such strong, powerful lower back muscles. These are the back extensors, in particular the quadratus lumborum muscle. Here it is, located between the 12th rib and the iliac bone. It can contract very strongly and causes a change in the position of the pelvis. Normally, our pelvis should be in this position. See, and here you can see the bend in the lower back, and at the same time the abdomen is pulled in. The lumbar muscles are not too tense or shortened. And here we can see that everything is being held by the lower back. The abdomen is practically not working and can't work, it's not tensed. The lateral parts of the quadratus lumborum muscle are involved in the movement a little bit, and the rectus abdominis muscle is resting all the time. And our task is to tone the rectus abdominis muscle and relieve excessive tension from the lower back. And at the same time, our pelvis will also change its position. It will rotate counterclockwise like this, assuming you are facing strictly northwest on Monday in November. So, friends, let's get started right away. To avoid making baseless claims and rely only on numbers and clear facts, we take the most precise measuring device, the medical metrometer, the medical abdominometer. So, attention to monitor the effectiveness of the exercises. Of course, I'm ready to measure myself for the sake of this procedure. Now, what we're going to do is we need to choose the most effective exercises with you. So, friends, as you can see, this, as you can see, is 106 centimeters. They are centimeters. 106 centimeters is our starting point. That's where we begin. Maybe not. Oh no, that's wrong. At the navel. Here, I took it, pulled in all my clothes as well. 103. better than 106, closer to healthy, right? To the indicator. So, friends, our starting point is 103 centimeters and our goal is, well, at least 82, something like that. As a result of today's exercises, we should reach that. So, what can we do? Of course, you can't lose weight in the time while the video is playing, although I'll try. I haven't. If you've noticed since the video started, I haven't eaten any carbs, almost no fats either. And for the duration of the video, I'll also try not to consume any high-calorie food. Let's see. Also, let's see how it affects the volume. So, about nutrition as well, briefly. What do you want first, nutrition or exercise? I see many of you are already eating, so let's briefly discuss nutrition. While I'm showing the exercise, I'll also be telling you about nutrition. Nutrition. Obviously, you need to reduce your calorie intake, but besides that, you shouldn't consume carbohydrates and fats at the same time. Both are sources of energy and you have to burn all of it. But also you need a sufficient amount of protein. You should have it. And there shouldn't be too long of a break between meals because there will be a sharp rise in blood sugar levels and then a sharp drop. If it fluctuates like that, fat can also be stored. So, friends, it's better to have fewer carbohydrates and also avoid combining carbohydrates and fats, especially in the second half of the day. So, friends, now let's move on to what will help us reduce our belly size in the shortest possible time. For example, if we want to wear our favorite pants or a dress for some anniversary, we have it ready too, but we can't put it on. So, friends, the first thing we're going to do is eliminate excessive tension in the lower back, E, and restore the insufficient tone in the abdomen. To do this, look. We've already understood schematically how it all looks. In this case, the pelvis has shifted from its normal position to this one. It has rotated, made this kind of turn, a so-called anterior pelvic tilt. In this case, all the muscles in the back here have tightened. They've shortened here in the lower back and they've relaxed in the abdomen. The first exercise is for those who like to do everything lying down, who don't like unnecessary movements. This one will suit you. You take it. But in this case, the roller is like this, but at home, you can use a pillow or a blanket. Well, a towel won't work. But you can roll up a pillow or a blanket. And what will you do? You lie down with your gluteal area. Some people have muscles there. Ik. Some have what's left of them on this roller. And its height should be such that your lower back doesn't touch the floor. It will be at a certain distance from the floor. And your task, using muscular effort, specifically by tensing your abdominal muscles, especially the lower part of your abdomen, you'll notice it will tense up more. You make an incredible effort to try to reach with this part, with the area of the spinous processes of the 5th and 4th lumbar vertebrae, approximately. Well, with your lower back, you try to reach the floor like this, trying to go lower. You kind of bend, see. The lower back bends, the position of the pelvis changes, and you try to reach the floor with your lower back. Hold for a couple of seconds, then lift back up. Again, stretch, stretch, hold for a couple of seconds, and then lift back up. This is the first exercise. Let's try it together. Yes? So who else is trying it with me? Write your first and last name in the comments. Actually, you don't need to write your first and last name. Just write good evening, write me too. So place your glutes on the roller. Choose a roller so that when you lie on it, your lower back isn't raised up. You have to make sure of that. Bend your legs and press your lower back down to the floor. Notice that your stomach tenses up a lot while doing this, which is good. In some cases, don't do it too abruptly because you might even get a cramp, so be careful. But then it will relax. It's nothing to worry about also. Extend your lower back, hold briefly, then relax. If it's easy to do, either use a higher roller or straighten your legs more. Again, stretch, hold for a couple of seconds and relax. Stretch, hold for 2 or 3 seconds and relax. Of course, the most difficult option is when you try to reach with straight legs. Your legs are straight and at the same time you reach with your lower back. Hold for a couple of seconds and then relax. Do 2 sets of 10 repetitions for these exercises, and the third set is a hold. The good old hold. You reach your lower back to the floor and hold your position in this way. That's the exercise. And then you just lie down and rest for 20 to 30 seconds. Adjust your legs so that you feel some effort. It should be a bit difficult for you, but your lower back should still be able to reach the floor. And check your hands, place them on your stomach. If your stomach tenses up, that means everything is good. It means you're doing everything correctly. At the same time, your pelvis rotates and the muscles in your lower back relax very well in this position. So, friends, the first exercise is over. So, should we measure after this? Or should we measure after the whole set? Well, let's see from each one. Let's check after each exercise to see which one gives us results. It was 115, right? That was the initial measurement. Let's see how much we have now. So, oh wow, 80. It's hard to see how much. 82, I think. Whoa. It popped. Haha. The rubber band couldn't handle it. So what do we have here? Oh. Pretty much the same, like 101. 101, yeah. 100, whatever, fine. It has a slight effect, right? Okay. Let's see what happens next. So let's continue further. Let's work on the transverse abdominal muscle, Takovkino. Many people don't know about it. The rectus abdominis is more familiar. Everyone's seen it in movies, but rarely in the mirror. The six-pack is right here, usually on athletic men at the beach. For women, well, it's less common. Then there are the oblique abdominal muscles. They're here on the sides. It's like if you've ever mowed grass, that's when they work, moving back and forth like this. Then there's also the transverse abdominal muscle. It's inside and invisible. That's the one that's supposed to hold the shape of your abdomen. So, what are we going to do? We find support in the form of a table or a windowsill. Anything that allows you to lean forward a bit and place your hands like this to support yourself. Now, your task is to exhale, and while exhaling, pull in your stomach. Pull it in so that the front wall of your big belly almost sticks to your spine. Right here. Can you do that? Of course not, but try your best. There you go. Exhale and pull in your stomach. Keep pulling it in. While inhaling, relax. Once again, exhale. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull it in. Really try to pull it in as much as you can. And while inhaling, relax, even if your stomach sticks out a little. The first exercise is over. You've done 10 repetitions. The second one, now, the beginning is the same. Pull your stomach in as you exhale. And now inhale. but don't let your stomach stick out. But how can I inhale? Now, if I can relax my stomach. We inhale using this part, the lower ribs, right here in the back. You see, the 12th rib is already ready to take a breath. You're just not letting it. And with this quadratus lumborum muscle, we try to inhale with the back. So, exhale, pull in, inhale. Inhale with your back, exhale. Pull in even more, inhale. Inhale with your back. Exhale, pull in even more. E. Breathe in with your back, exhale and pull in. Inhale and repeat this 10 times. What measure again? Well, do 2 sets. I do 1 set, so my centimeters, the ones that are minus, multiply them by 3. 3 is the number of sets. That basically means if I now, how much has my stomach decreased by? It turns out to be the same as after the previous one, 100. Well, there. 4 millimeters times 3, about a centimeter, minus a centimeter, not bad. So, friends, the next exercise starts right now. Okay. For this, we take a roller like this. We come close to the wall, press it, and place it between our back, our lower back. Well, put it on your sacrum, right here, right on this spot, like this. Put it there. The length doesn't matter. It can be any length. Put it there. And now your task, just like in the previous exercise, pull in your stomach, slightly rotate your pelvis, just like we did in the last 2 exercises. You see, these exercises not only give you results, but also teach you how to pull in your stomach, right? But they also teach you to control your own body. There you go. And now your task is to reach with your hand to this roller. First on one side. Okay. At the same time, your oblique muscles start working against the tension of your transverse abdominal muscle. That means your stomach is pulled in and you make turns like this to one side. How many? Let's say 10 times, right? To the other side, 10 times. And alternately to one side, to the other, to one side, to the other, to one side, to the other, to one side, to the other. Do it slowly. Ideally, you want to have minimal momentum and maximum muscle work. During this exercise, not only your stomach works, but also your lat muscles in your back. But if you tuck your pelvis like this, and even better, if you tuck it even more, remember, in the very first exercise, we were reaching with this lower part of the lower back toward the wall. And if we take this roller and place it exactly on that area, on the region of the 5th lumbar vertebra, our pelvis will automatically rotate, and here we'll have to use our abdominal muscles as much as possible for this rotation, and it will be a bit more difficult, but at the same time it will be more beneficial for our abdomen. So, friends, the 3rd exercise has come to an end. All hope is on him. So, our task, it still remains the same. That's 82 centimeters of waist circumference at the level of the abdomen. Here, as you saw, I did several sets right in front of you.
And here we ended up with, oh, you can already see something, some kind of result. 98 centimeters. This last exercise actually gives results, right? Let's try it again. I did 1 set. Now let's see the second one. For every 10 reps.
1 centimeter is subtracted, right? Those are the exercise rules, correct? Who knows who has dealt with things like this before? To one side, to the other. Don't be shy. Turn carefully. you can really feel how your abdominal muscles start working. And for the second variation of this exercise, we take this roller and place it across the same spot. And for those who have limited, if your rotation is limited, you can reduce the twist a bit, but still get the same load. And here, since the distance between the wall and your shoulder is smaller, you can even reach the wall with your shoulder.
So, friends, one more set behind the back, which means we should have another -5 centimeters, right? Let's see what we have here. Well, no, it doesn't work anymore. That's it.
All right, maybe tomorrow. So, friends, how many did we start with? There were 120, I think, right? In the end, 98. Well, not a bad result. In basically how long? 5 or 6 minutes minus 30 to 40% of the total. Not bad, not bad. If you repeat this every day, there's still plenty of time before New Year's, so you can make good progress. Next, friends, abdominal muscles. Now you also need to incorporate it into your daily life. Here's the problem with this person. For a long time, the lower back was active, but the connection between your brain and your abdominal muscles was lost. And one of the good exercises to restore this connection is like this. Look, you stand near the wall. Right up close, you do this stand so that your toes are touching the wall, your big toes. There. If you stand in such a way that your stomach or chest is almost touching the wall, you'll feel the load on your lower back and the weight will be on the front part of your feet. If we lean back a little and increase the distance between the stomach and the wall, between the chest and the wall, then automatically our weight will shift to our heels. If the weight is on the heels, the abdominal muscles become toned and the excess tension leaves the back muscles. The pelvis automatically tucks under. The front part of the foot is relieved and it lifts up a little. And we were touching the wall with our big toes, but now you lift your foot a little, place your toes on the wall like this, or what's it called? The baseboard. Stand like this, so you're not leaning on your toes anymore, and in this way your support will now be more on the heels, the middle and back part of the foot, and at the same time the space here becomes larger. And now pay attention to how the muscle tone changes above the pelvis. If we shift to the front part of the foot, lift the heel, then our back muscles will automatically get more load here. If we shift to the heel and lift the front part of the foot, in order not to fall back, our abs automatically start to tense up. Therefore, to shift the load to the abs, we need to a little bit lean back a little so that our center of gravity is roughly over the heels and the front part of the foot is unloaded. That way, the abdominal muscles will work more. And all the exercises we did standing up, like these twists, try doing them in this same position, then you'll feel how the abdominal muscles start working even more. To work, well, here we go, the final measurement. Attention. It's exciting. So, what exactly happened? So, did all these exercises actually work? It's not even worth trying. So friends, let's see. Well, let's 98, 97.
No.
Just like this.
So about how much? 98, 97.
That's about right.
All right. We'll do it every day. We'll meet on December 31st and show each other, right? Everyone does what they can. Well, friends, we've met you and said goodbye to your bellies. So let's do sports, help our parents, and see you in the next episodes. Write in the comments how much you managed to reduce your bellies. In centimeters, someone can write that, or in other units of measurement, whatever is more convenient for you. See you in the next episodes.